Hey out there, Hollarius here. Welcome to Derry, Maine. Today, The Shining. Just because Stephen King spent the last day of the season at a hotel in the mountains, I have to talk about The Shining. Oh, well. By the way, I'm not talking about the Kubrick film here. It's too stylish and soulless for me. I'd rather talk about the book. The pitch. Danny Torrance is a little boy of preschool age and he has the shining. Sometimes he can read minds. Sometimes he sees things. His father, Jack, is a former teacher who got fired because he couldn't control himself when alcohol was involved. Now he's taken a job as a caretaker of a huge hotel in the Rocky Mountains. He'll be spending the winter there with Danny and his mother Wendy, likely snowed in for a long time. However, the Overlook Hotel has a gruesome history of murders, suicides, and a lot of other nasty stuff. So much negative energy. Just imagine if that led to the hotel being full of ghosts that a little boy can see. Yeah, I know. It's the favorite book of many King fans. I love to be unpopular. Danny is 5 years old, definitely too young for a lead role. Jack takes over some parts as a POV character, sure, but his story is only really interesting at the beginning. He slips into a strange mental fog way too soon, making it hard to identify with him. And Wendy? Holy shit, King mostly forgets that Wendy is even there, and she is so passive and weak. King and the women in the 70s, that's still a sad story. The only interesting character is the Overlook Hotel. Maybe it's a thing of the time, but King's antagonists are so much stronger than his heroes. Important points. Well, first of all, The Shining. This mental power appears in many of King's novels and short stories. In principle, we already saw it in Carrie. It's part of the basic equipment of many stories. And then the tone. In the first part of the book, we have King's typical tone with its certain lightness and little detours that always lead somewhere. Eventually, the tone shifts to a feverish intensity, like a long drug trip that's not going well. Did I mention I'm not a fan? The feeling, oh yeah, I've already hinted at that. The Shining is a fever dream, very serious and dark, and I'm glad when I wake up from it. Why should you read this book? To tell me that I have no idea. Of course. And because, besides maybe it, no other novel is so deeply rooted in pop culture, even if that's partly because of that unpleasant film. What you didn't know is that I also have The Shining, and therefore know that you want to like this video. And I accept subscriptions. You've foreseen that correctly, yes. Do you have The Shining too? Long days, unpleasant nights. See you out there.